what? Boop bop doo. Dispatches from Planet Funk. This is the Aced Out Podcast, dedicated to all whom the man tried to ace out, by profiting from the soul, without stopping to give props to the prophets of soul. That's right. This is your boy Ace Allen, aka Barack Wayne. And we're brought to you by the letter P and sponsored by Pete, P-E-T-E, otherwise called People for the Ethical Treatment of Ear Holes. Everybody around me is Funkonaut fam affiliated because funk is just fun with a K. That's why they pronounce it funky. What do you think about that, Jay?
Yeah, boy.
I wiped my nose before we started filming this time, so I'm good.
Niceness.
The tribe has spoken, and it looks like we got to do a video show. We got to do a video show now. I was talking a big game before that we're going to be audio only.
Right.
But we got so many. I think not only did we quadruple, but I think we might have quintupled our base of people checking out the show by doing all video.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out to Star Colors.
Most definitely.
Star Colors, the Wonder Woman bassist from P-Funk.
The Amazon.
Who helped us launch into the video realm. Check out episode 24, you guys, Star Colors. And we're back, and it's a little late. We're getting a late start, Jay Stone, for March 2022.
Can't rush the greatness.
You can't rush the greatness. Thank you. I couldn't have said it better myself. But we wanted to make sure we had the right spot to do it. So Scott and I were going around checking out spots. And then I wound up at Bottom of the Hill last December at a Fishbone show.
Yeah.
And when I went outside to get a little bit of air, there's this cat, Chris McGrew, standing outside who I recognized from online. And started chatting him up. And he was talking about how he had a spot here. He does a group, Seal Party.
Right.
And they're having a big record release coming out this summer. He's a drummer, used to play in the group Griddle. Anyway, he's got this studio here. This place is great.
Man.
We're at legendary Hyde Street Studios.
In the city.
This is where they did Headhunters. They recorded Tupac and Digital Underground here. Lots of local punk groups here.
Yeah. Dead Kennedys.
Dead Kennedys recorded here.
Green Day.
This is the spot. Yeah, well, I wasn't going to mention them.
But dude,
not everybody from the Bay is the finest, but you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm really happy to be here. We got Roan behind the camera, Roan Gibson.
Yeah.
Dr. Moss, going to take my temperature later when I get sick. We have Mary Zell in the room. Your wife is here. Tina Collins is in the house.
In the house.
I mentioned Chris before. I also want to shout out, he's not here right now, our executive producer, Scott Shepard. I want to say what's up to Waze. We're still all affiliated with Waze in his studio.
Yeah.
He's always working on Aced Out Podcast, helping us with editing and all that stuff. Super duper shout out to my sister-in-law, 3 Chards, who helped save us when we're having some post-production problems with the last episode. And really helped us get it over the finish line. So shout out to 3 Charts. Thank you so much. Shout out to my sister who just had her birthday. And I'm happy to be doing this show. Happy to be here. But what I got to do now, instead of shooting people towards our website, and you still got to check that out, by the way, acedoutpodcast.com, ACEDOUTPODCAST.com. You also got funkonauts.com.
That's right.
But what I want people to check out now, and I want you to do for me, I'm one of those people now. I'm one of those guys.
Like and smash that button.
I'm asking you to like and subscribe. That's what I want you to do.
Yeah.
Before we used to just use YouTube as a place just to hold our stuff, so I didn't really ask people to subscribe to it. I just would put links to it,
Right.
But now I've been informed that we need subscribers, so I'm going to get the subscribers coming in. We're going to have sponsors coming in. We have great episodes coming up. So, for example, we have Chocolate from Graham Central Station with the FUNK box. She's going to be here. She's going to be coming here in person, Jay Stone. She's going to be sitting there.
I cannot wait.
I'm really happy about the fact that JW, our brother from Detroit, Brother from another mother, because J-Dub not only is a great man who's played with Parlette, his older sister is Debbie Wright from Parlette, going back with P-Funk since he was 12 years old. But also, he's helped us produce episodes, and he's got us so many guests for the show.
That's right. Shady Grady Thomas, which is one of our most popular episodes right now. Rick Gardner from the Horny Horns. Joe Pep Harris. Joe Pep Harris from Undisputed Fruit. Smiling Faces. Right. All that stuff. Yeah. So he's going to be here, and he's going to perform a song with us. So we're going to have a band here. Dope.
Chris is going to play with us, too. Who else are we going to have out? We're going to have Rusty Allen here. Rusty Allen from Sly and the Fan from the album Fresh. He's the bass player on the song In Time.
Yeah.
We're doing it, man. This is beautiful,
I'm looking forward to all this.
My goodness. I can't believe it. It's good to see you again, Jay.
Yes, sir.
It's good to be back here. By the way, you remember we went and we interviewed a whole bunch of cats at La Raza Park last October.
Yes, sir.
On a beautiful sunny October day. And the reason we were there is because we were going to check out the show and interview as many cats as we can in celebration of Richard Segovia from Puro Bandido.
Yes.
He has the famous Latin rock house, the mayor of the mission there, Casa Bandido on York and 25th, here in San Francisco.
And anybody could go see it. If you come to San Francisco, go check out his house, right?
Yeah, check out his house. Why should they check it out, Jay?
Mission. They should check it out because you'll see Carlos Santana, you'll see the Escovedos, you'll see Richard Segovia's family, the Puro Bandido,
the
Malibus, Jorge Santana, and it's a beautiful mural. I mean, if you like painting and graffiti and whatnot, it's all that.
And speaking of that, thanks for bringing that up because he debuted some brand new additions to the mural on that day.
Oh, he did?
And we went to Richard's house and talked to him about it as well as part of the little documentary coming out. And one of the cats that was inducted was from the Escovedo family, and he's our guest today. You remember they had all the Escovedos up there. They had Papa Pete up there.
Yeah.
Peter Michael, Sheila E, of course. And today's guest, the coolest cat ever, Juan Escovedo.
Yes.
Let me tell you about Juan. He's part of Bay Area royalty. He's an awesome percussionist. He just got done working with like 100 kids today in Palo Alto, just showing them the ropes with the music.
Wow.
He started performing, cut his teeth on the Purple Rain tour with Prince. He's played with Patti LaBelle, Jody Watley, Tony, Lionel Richie. We got to ask him about that. Freddie Hubbard, that's one of my favorite.
Man.
Freddie Hubbard
Freddie
on trumpet.
Hubbard. Oh my God.
Barry White. Yeah. Herbie Hancock he's worked with. I want to know about that. And Tito Puente. He's a fave performer at Yoshi's. He does a lot of shows at Yoshi's. He has a great solo album out. It's called The J.
Okay.
Look at that cover. Look at that handsome devil. Right? He's got a birthday show coming out. March 12th, coming right up, y'all, in MacArthur Park Club and Restaurant on 27 University Ave in Palo Alto.
Yeah.
With the Juan Escovedo All-Star Band. Can't wait to talk to this guy. We met him briefly and talked to him about 10 or 15 minutes, so we just want to have him back for a follow-up.
Right.
Would you guys please welcome the J, Juan Escovedo. Come on out, Juan. There he is.
Let's do it.
This is his shirt, by the way. Look at that.
Nice.
How can they get one of these shirts? JuanEscovedo.com, is that what we want?
Yes. I just opened up my...
How do you spell Escovedo? Make sure they get it spelled right.
Okay. In Spanish, Escovedo. English, Escovedo. Actually, it used to be Escobedo. Somehow it changed to a V.
Okay.
I asked my father about that.
Is that right?
Yeah, he couldn't explain it. So if he doesn't know, I don't know. So anyway, it's Escovedo.
Great. I just want to make sure people get the spelling. You just started that website, right? It just came out.
Well, I had it out, but I just opened it up to where you can order the CD and T-shirts. So you can order
gotcha.
what
Okay.
size
Got it.
you
Sorry,
want, the
misunderstood.
CD, how many CDs, and we're going to cover that. And we have PayPal, go directly to right here, and I'm
Right
good.
on. Yeah. You see that, y'all?
Cut the middleman.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
That's what's great about the modern world for the modern musician. Well, let me
Right.
give you a little pound, man. Watch my ring.
Oh, yeah. It's all good.
And you know what? Before we get started, because I want to ask you about everything, but I just want to check out a little bit of that album. So if you don't mind, Chris, do me a favor. Let's listen to, I think it's the first track off the J, right? Olé.
Olé.
And you're going to be coming out with a video for this. So let's check it out. This is a little song called Olé, Olé. It's from
That's
this
it.
man here.
That's in the right
Jay.
key, too. I like that. You've been listening. I got you.
I told you I was listening to it. This is from the J by Juan Escovedo. We gotta get you on the piano. That's clean, man. Who produced this?
Actually, my brother and myself.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Every Saturday night, come and think she might find courage to go there. It's a devilish scene.
Tell the story.
You know what I mean? All that rhythm is unfair. Everywhere that you look,
That rhythm is unfair. I like that lyric.
Yeah.
Wow.
the band is on fire. Yeah. And
Yeah,
the
Leah
soul
Tyson St. Lee helped do some of the lyrics on this.
You can't stop
Who's singing, Lee?
Leah Tyson.
Hold on to me real tight. Don't let me go until the daylight. I don't want it to end.
That's beautiful, man. I love that. That sounds so good. Ole, ole. You know what I want to ask you? I don't want to ask you about your whole life and stuff, but one thing that just jumped out at me when I was doing a little bit of research, on the, I guess it was Sheila E's second album, Romance 1600, I heard something, you were talking about the outfits for that. Like one outfit might cost like $3,500 that you were wearing on that.
Yes.
And like
I'm glad I didn't pay for it. So.
and like Prince had like a dozen, like 12 seamstresses that would just work for Prince and like make all the outfits and stuff. Tell me about that. That sounds
if you go to
amazing.
Paisley Park, he had this huge room, all these seamstresses that made all his outfits. Every day they're designing and making his clothes. So, obviously he worked with different artists also. So Sheila had her group, which obviously I was part of, and they had my name and what kind of outfit I like. Like Sheila would ask me, well, back then, I wear silver now, but they used to call me Goldie because I
Like
should just
gold
wear
back then,
gold,
right? Yeah.
gold diamonds, gold rings, And so that's why I had the blonde streak. So all my jackets and stuff were in gold.
All right.
So they were tailor made, the suits for me and stuff. And so it was good that even though they designed the clothes, they asked like what material, what fits good, what feels
Right.
good. Because obviously it looks good on paper, but you have to perform and have these outfits on.
It's
so me
different.
playing congas,
Were
you
they
know,
like
I need-
elastic or something? Like,
yeah, I had room here to
Oh.
open up my shoulders and play drums.
Nice.
So they took in consideration all that stuff.
And designed it to that spec.
Designed it, and it was really comfortable. And
Amazing.
yeah. So we had a bunch of outfits, like 8 or 10 or whatever on the tour, and then we had
8 or 10, man.
yeah, at least
So y'all had a
box of a rack.
clothes.
Yeah, we had
Nice.
somebody that had take our clothes out and have it ready for each show that we were matching it and everything. So I never had that.
Wow.
Not at home, I'll tell you that.
Wow.
That would make my head just go.
Oh,
just
so
I would
cool.
just get such a big head. What happened to those outfits?
Sheila has them, but
Wow.
So I went to her house before the pandemic. So I was just hanging out, and Sheila goes, I got the outfits, because she has a bunch of storage places, but she had it in her garage, and she would just put them in the category of all the the band members' outfits.
Yeah.
She goes, Juan, I'm curious to see how it looks on you now. Can you try on your old outfit?
Really? Oh, so you recently put it on?
Yes,
Yeah.
2 years ago. So I'm like, oh yeah, Sheila, you know, it's gonna look great. Like, you know, in my 20s.
Yeah.
No. That puppy went about right here. And I'm like, I must have been really thin. It stopped right here, right? And she goes, we got to take a picture of this. I said, not like this. She goes, so before I used to tuck in my shirt. Right. It was all good. So I said, let me pull my shirt out and maybe we could make this work. So I pulled my shirt out. She goes, well, that helps a little bit. And I said, let's try the jacket. It was all like this. So I said, well, let's get a side shot. So I actually put it on, and my legs were like, it was so funny. Oh man! And she just died for about 20 minutes. And
bet.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful story, man. That's just so funny. You still like laugh and have fun with it.
Oh, of course.
I feel your pain about getting in those old outfits,
oh,
man. It's a trip how you came into the scene in an interesting way. Just so interesting with your whole background and your family. I want to ask you about the Glamorous Life video. That's what I want to ask you about last time we saw you. So you guys, it was like, did you have like a 9-to-5 job when that video came out on MTV? You were like mowing lawns or something? And that was like...
Yes, I was mowing lawns.
You were the keyboardist in that video, right? Like you guys did like a whole, like a finger sync.
I did. I was doing, we call it landscaping. Not just mowing lawns.
Excuse me. Yes, of course. You were, yes.
I was landscaping.
Sorry,
I was taking care of people's apartment building. So me and my cousin.
Where was that? In Oakland?
Actually, it was Oakland, San Leandro, Hayward, the Bay Area. Mm-hmm. So it was apartment buildings that a friend of mine, my cousin's friend, owned all these apartment buildings. Okay. So what we did is just did the upkeep, and then so. Sheila said, well, I'm doing... So Glamorous Life was done with Prince. Her and Prince did everything.
Right.
So she said, Juan, I need you... I don't have a band, so I need you to come and do the video. So I asked my cousin, I said, well, I'm going to L.A., do a video. He goes, no, you got to work tomorrow. I'm like, dude, it's a video. He's like, no, you need to work. So I went over his head and talked to people who hired me. They say,
that's
Juan.
Cold, man. They wouldn't give you off for the video.
They're my cousin.
Oh, my God.
He's like, no, Juan, you got to work tomorrow. I said, no. So, no. Homie, this is a video. So he didn't get it. He understood later when he had to pay to come see me play. Holla.
Yeah. Right.
But anyway, so I went over his head, and they go, you doing a video with your sister? Yeah, of course. You have a week off. Thank you. Boom. I went to L.A., did the video, so we had to learn the song. So I played piano. My sister Zina,
she was a guitarist, right?
Played guitar. So when Sheila hired her, Zina goes, "What's a guitar?" I'm like, well, Zina, it goes over your neck. Hold it like this and just act like you could play.
She looks like she's playing in the video.
Didn't she do great?
Good job.
Yeah, and then my brother played the sax. And let me see, who else?
Scotty played the drums.
Scotty.
Yeah.
Scott Roberts.
Yeah.
Played drums. And Benny Refield that played with Santana, now bass player. Played bass.
Right. Okay, right.
And I think that was it.
That was it.
So she didn't have a band. So we go in there and we just rehearse for about a couple of days, looking in the mirror, trying to do the steps, right? Old school.
Old school.
Just like New Edition.
Yeah.
But not close.
Family style.
So we did our steps. And so when we did the video, the director and everything, they're going, because they had all these ideas of how they wanted to do it, but we were nailing it. The dance steps and all this stuff, they're like, man, our work is going to be easy because you guys already have it going on.
Yeah.
Because, we've been dancing and singing our whole life, so we're prepared for it. And then, so then the video came out, Glamorous Life. I had to go back to my day job, not mowing lawn, but landscaping.
Right.
So I'm doing landscaping, and I'm at apartments, and I see the video. That's MTV.
Yeah.
So
everybody would watch it back then.
Everybody watching MTV.
Yeah.
So I'm doing apartment buildings, and I see the video come on, and people looking at me like, is that you? Wait,
Hey,
you
did you have
mowing my
gold in
lawn?
your hair
You
when
in
you
the?
be mowing the lawn?
Oh no.
Okay.
So they go, is that you? And I'm going, nope, that's not me. And they
No?
go, I'm not going to say yes, right? I'm mowing their lawn. So they're like, that's got to be you. So I'm trying to play it off. That ain't me. And then I'm calling Sheila. I said, Sheila, I can't. Everybody noticing me now because of the video. You got to hire me, right? So she goes,
Yeah,
you know,
keep
I've been
talking.
thinking about it because Prince was saying, like on the track, she's playing a lot of timbales and singing lead. So Prince was even thinking, he's go, when you come up in front now, get away from the timbales and come in front, that pattern is going to be lost.
Right.
That cowbell and all that percussion. So you need somebody else.
Right.
And then that's when she goes, this call was perfect. She goes, I do need you to come to
Relieve
play
me.
and do the,
Yeah.
release her from the pattern so it wasn't a dead space. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So I go, well, I'm making this much money, you know, landscaping, can you double that? Or she goes, I'm going to triple that at rehearsal. I'm like, really?
Ooh.
And then I saw
Paid
the,
rehearsals.
paid rehearsal. I never had a paid rehearsal, you know.
Wow.
So I go, paid rehearsal? And then it triples on tour. I'm like, oh,
You
man.
got a job.
I put that lawnmower away, homie. I was out of there.
Now that's intense. So let me ask you about that period. So I saw somewhere else where you said it was kind of hard at first, almost like doing this job. Not almost, but it was difficult because you'd be doing these. We were talking before, like 16-hour days. I can't even imagine rehearsals.
yes.
And then maybe Prince would come in and just kind of watch.
He would
you guys,
never
right?
smile, nothing.
And
yeah.
you all, does he like it? Does he, right?
Yeah,
The trip,
so
right?
yeah, so when we're rehearsing out here first for at least 15, 16 hours a day, and she'll say, okay, get your 3-4 hours sleep and come back. I'm like, really? That's it? And but I didn't get it then, how important it was for her to make it so amazing and so precise, and every step meant something, every turn of the head, every movement. But man, we were so tight, and so now I know now, you know, that when we went out to L.A., it was to let Prince know that with the baddest band, because the time and all that, you know, vanity and all that.
Oh my God.
So we had to compete with that. So we nailed it, and Prince he would look there and just go like this, you know, watch. And
It's
I'm
supposed
like,
to be like that.
yeah, I'm going, okay, does he like it or not? And she goes, he loves it. I'm going, really? How could you tell? She goes, he flinched or so, I don't know.
His eyebrow went.
Yeah, eyebrow went out. Okay, that's good. That means it's good? I'm like, okay.
Now, what would the show be? So were you opening, was Sheila opening for Prince on Purple Rain tour? Or like, how many songs would you do? What was it? What was the band? Like,
Yeah, so after we did the rehearsals and all this, so then Purple Rain, the movie came out.
ooh,
And then, yeah,
Amazing,
huge,
man.
yeah, amazing movie and stuff. So after that, we did. So now I know, you know, that rehearsal and all that choreography and everything we did had to be precise because we got the spot to open up for Prince for the Purple Rain.
Right.
I didn't, you know, Sheila didn't tell me that. She was just like, you know, focused, and
Right.
that's how she works.
paint
But
the
yeah,
fence,
and we
kinda
didn't
like
work.
Karate Kid. Like, she didn't tell you at first. Just
Tell me
training
nothing.
you.
No. Yeah, it's just
Interesting.
like work hard. And we earned it. We got that spot for a reason. And yeah, so we opened up for the Purple Rain tour, and that was a huge, as you know, successful tour and everything. And
So I was asking, so what kind of set would you do? Like, how many songs or how long? Was it like a rigid show you do it every night?
yeah, so man, we would do like 6-7 days a week. Sometimes we have some days off, and then sometimes we'll go 14 days straight. Get on the plane, do a show, hotel, plane. So we're doing. I think at first we did like a half hour, and then this was a trip. So when I'm on stage, you're thinking when you're on stage that you have full control of everything, but Prince like no, you're getting half of what he gets. And then I thought about it. That makes sense.
You mean the gear on stage?
The
and stuff?
gear,
Right.
everything. So we had
That's
so
not
many.
all your gear.
Right. So if he had 300 lights, we got 30 of them.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So we get 30 lights, flashlights, or whatever. No. And then, and we only had so many speakers and all this.
Yeah.
So it made sense. So when he performed, then all the amps and all the lights, and
Right.
he's paying for everything.
Yeah.
So his production, everything was another 3-ton level than we were. And we understand with their opening act.
Right.
But we heard him. We did our job, and it was fun. It was a great tour.
And that changed your life?
It
Right?
did change our life.
And did you say at some point, I don't know if it was this tour, but Prince would actually have you come on during his set, maybe with Levi or so? Is that right? Or
Yeah, so after a while, we was on tour, and then we did, so Prince called me. It was me and Mika Weaver from Oakland,
wow.
Susie Davis from Oakland, and Eddie M. from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
A lot of Bay Area cats in that
Yeah,
band.
yes. And so us four would do the end of his set. So the last 4 songs, I Would Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, and Purple Rain. So we'd do the last 3 songs and stuff. So I'm like, so then I really felt the vibe, like, because when we were on stage, we didn't get all the, like I said, the
All the
sound and all.
monitors and
Right,
So when,
right.
I'm like, man, my butt vibrating it. So I mean, not that way. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
understand.
we got you.
Yeah. Whoever been on stage know what the monitors feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything vibrated.
Oh,
So
man.
it was like, it was so cool. And I'm like, wow, this is so powerful. Yeah, it was a whole nother level.
Wow.
And I'm like watching them perform. Could you know, I saw them rehearse and being on the side, but when you're actually, Prince is right in front of me and there's 100,000 people and you see the lights and the vibe of the sound.
Yeah.
And when he's playing, even though he's playing for the audience, when he turned around and you see his face and digging in that guitar solo, the Purple Rain,
Yeah.
man, you just want to tear up. I'm
Wow.
like, this dude is in it. Like, I never seen anybody play it like that.
Wow.
And just the feeling,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just the talent. It's the feel. You could feel him.
The intention.
The intention of
Yeah.
all the vibe, and just like he's just sucking it in. And at that moment when he's doing Purple Rain, it's just something I'll never forget.
That is so informative because it's like you had to work to get to that height. Like you can't get that, like all that practice, all that like working, probably
Right.
seem like too much sometimes. But when you get that payoff, we could just like dig in because then you
Yeah.
can relax, right, and just go with the emotion and stuff.
But man, I'll be up for 2 days just
Right. I would
feeling.
never be able to go to sleep after that.
I'm just sitting there, thank you, Jesus, that I'm here. I mean, I'm serious. Like,
What a
I
time to
was
be
so
alive.
grateful.
What was your age then? How old were you then?
22.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be able to handle that.
Yeah. It was
That's a lot to take on, man.
It was a great experience.
bet.
I loved it. Yeah. And especially because my sister is there. Like,
Right. I was going to ask you, do you
That's-
think she was kind of auditioning you at first or something? Like just not telling you right up and just getting you to work? Was she kind of like looking at you like...
Yeah, she was kind of mean to me. I know.
That's what I was trying to ask, yeah.
Yeah. I go, Sheila, why are you so mean to me? She goes, because you're my brother.
Yeah.
And you got to show an example. You got to be tougher than them. You got to, I can't favor you. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
Is there another way to go about this besides being mean to me? Can you be nice to me and still make your...
What would she be mean to you about? Like the pattern
Just-
or punctuality?
Oh,
or-
yeah. No, I'm always on time.
Okay,
I'm
got you.
I'm good with that. I work hard. She knows that. But I could not mess up. I seen guys mess up in the band. She let them slide. She looked at me like, what are you doing? Because brother and sister, you could talk to each other like that. But at first, it was hard to take because I'm like, I'm doing my best. I'm studying. I'm learning every pattern. It's hard to play like somebody else's pattern.
Sure.
Exactly.
Right.
So I had to sound exactly like Sheila. And then eventually I got it,
Right.
But yeah, it's hard to take when
Yeah,
you're
first
doing
you're
your
probably
best.
like, wow, come on, man.
Come on, Sheila. And the band backstage, why she so hard on you? I'm like, you lucky she ain't hard on you. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Let me.
She's probably showing out. She didn't want to look like nepotism,
Yeah.
right? Just making sure.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's inspiring. And I want to ask you, back up a little bit and ask you about growing up. But first, let's listen to a little more of Juan's album. Remember, he's got a birthday show coming right up March 12th. I believe it's his 37th birthday, if I'm correct.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And he's going to be over there in Palo Alto, MacArthur Park Club and Restaurant with the Juan Escovedo All-Star Band. Who will be in that All-Star Band, by the way?
I have my sister Zina.
What?
Zina Escovedo.
Zina,
All right.
who's on the Glamorous Life video.
What
Yeah,
Zina
yeah.
play?
Zina's
She's a
man,
singer, right?
She's a great singer and dancer.
Really?
A lot of people don't know.
I never heard her sing. I've seen her dance before.
Believe it or not, like she's on the E Family CD.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it. Do you guys have that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that high note pitch, that's
Yeah.
Zina.
What?
And she did backgrounds.
good.
Yeah, she's an amazing singer, but
Okay.
she's
She
shy.
don't show it.
Yeah, she's shy, and
Yeah.
she. But I pay her enough to make her come out
Right
of
on.
that shyness.
Now it's your
I said,
turn.
Zina,
Like, hey.
here's some money. She goes, how much? She goes, I'm not shy no more.
Right,
Oh, now you want to come out. Yeah, so Zina's on there.
Right on.
Martin Kemper, formerly of Color Me Bad,
Right,
he's
so he's
singing
going to be
lead.
performing with you, right?
He'll be there. Leah Ticey, who's singing Olay on the CD.
Okay.
She'll be
That
there.
we just heard.
Yes. Eddie M.
Eddie M, really? Okay.
Oh, Billy Johnson from Frankie Beverly
yeah.
and
Drummer.
Maze.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
and he has the 6-time platinum from what's the Santana, the 6-time platinum CD Santana did. Supernatural.
Yeah.
Billy Johnson's
Oh,
on there.
does Billy play on that? I didn't
Billy's
know that.
on that CD
Oh,
too.
wow.
So he'll be there playing drums.
Nice,
Gary
nice.
Brown, who played with Herbie, and yeah, I got great musicians playing.
That's gonna be a
great
all-star.
show.
Yeah.
I was going to say, why don't we check out, if you don't mind there, Chris, Baya Cha Cha Cha.
Oh, I love this.
This
This
is
is my
also-
brother singing
This is your
lead.
brother?
Singing lead.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, man. And this is also from the J by Juan Escovedo, Baya Cha Cha Cha. Let's check it out.
Tight, come on. Mírame bailar, girl. Guajira, baila cha-cha-cha. Dance the cha-cha-cha, yeah. Mírame bailar, oh yeah. Guajira, baila cha-cha-cha. Dance the cha-cha-cha, come on. Mírame bailar. Guajira, baila cha-cha-cha. Dance with me, baby. Mírame bailar. Guajira, baila cha-cha-cha. Oe, oe, oe. Oh, suck it now.
Talk about. Hey, man, do you guys record to a click?
No.
That's amazing, man.
The thing about a click, well, let me put it this way. A click is good to start a song, to get the feel, the tempo.
Okay.
For us as Escovedos, we believe in letting it flow and move a little bit. So if you play to a click, it's so structured, right? And then, because we like the way the band members add their flow, and sometimes it moves a little bit. So a click can take you from that. So, but it's necessary,
Right.
you know, in the beginning of recording to find the tempo and the click, and then we kind of take it out. So we do start with a click. Yeah.
That's interesting, man. You said as Escovedos, like you have a family kind of motto about that too.
Yeah.
So this album's been a long time coming. So congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I understand. So First of all, you got like 6 pianos at your house? 6 pianos at the house?
At least 6.
Damn.
Yeah.
At least 6. And so you use that as like a writing tool, right? And you wrote this with Michael Angel Alvarado?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that songwriting process, or just
Okay, so I've been writing for years, since I was
Right.
13, 14. You know, I don't know if it's called writing, but you come up with ideas.
Yeah.
And then eventually it comes up to something. But this is my third attempt of writing a CD. I had other producers and other people working with me, and within 2 or 3 songs, you know it's not the right connection, the right people. So, and because we're from Oakland, I love funk, jazz, Latin, salsa, blues, whatever. So to make that fit in my CD was the hardest part to do, because Prince always told me, once you do your first CD, that's your fan base. Who are you connecting with? Right, age group. Yeah, just by the songs, the way you write the lyrics and all this stuff. So I took that in consideration, and he always said, just play for yourself first. Because I wrote this song in the 80s when I met Prince, and I said, Prince, I have this song I want you to hear. He said, okay, let me check it out.
Wow, so he checked that out. He'd indulge you and stuff?
No, we was cool. We used to hang
Wow.
out together, just me
Nice.
and him. He used to call me.
Wow.
And I used to go to his suite. He always had a piano when we toured and stuff. So I went to his room, playing piano, showing some stuff that I came up with and stuff. So he took time to listen to my stuff. And the first thing he said, I can say I love it, and that's great, but what does that do for me? You can't go by one person say so on what the song is. He said it has to come from your heart and what you believe that you like, and the people will follow you, right? I'll always remember that. So he said,
Interesting.
yeah, and it makes sense. Why ask this one artist and this other artist if they like it? Because there's going to be a person that's going to like it. There's going to be a person that's
Right.
not going to like it.
Totally.
What you going to follow?
Right.
You have to follow your heart.
Your heart.
So he said, when you write your songs, make sure you enjoy it and look at it as you playing it on stage. So if you love it, the people will follow you. Because if you're going for just gold albums, making money, it's fake. It's not coming from your heart. So if you write from your heart and what you feel, the crowd will feel that.
Right.
And that's your crowd. So he said your first CD has to be genuine, and it has to be from your heart. So when I started trying to write for my first CD, it didn't feel right.
Was that like official? Was that like on some label? Was that like a production deal, or was it just independent?
Independent, just by myself, just trying to write.
And you said you got like 3 songs going, but you
I had
pulled the
3
plug?
songs. I put some money in, studio time. But
you were putting your money in.
it's all my money. A lot of money.
What kind of material was it?
So when I was in the funk for a while. So I was doing more funk and R&B. And then it felt good at the time, but I'm like, it doesn't feel right enough for me to continue. So I canceled that. And then I was working, 5 years later, I started working on another CD, and it was more salsa, more Latin. And I said, this still don't feel right.
What was wrong with on that time?
It was too Latin. And it wasn't where I wanted to go. So,
You thought the audience might be limited, or you thought
I stopped thinking about the audience, which was good. I started thinking about me.
good.
How would this feel on stage? Is this, because once you're set in the genre of music, that's your fan base.
Right.
And if you change it a little bit, sometimes they don't follow
They
you.
don't. Yeah.
So I have to do what I felt
okay.
that was right for me.
Yeah.
And it still didn't feel right. So this CD, I found Michael Angel Alvarado from San Jose, and we clicked. And the way he plays guitar, and he had that Latin feel, but also I put that R&B in there in the background on the backbeat. So for us together clicking, and I was playing way more piano. Like I was just playing a lot of piano every day, like 5 hours a day, just writing. And I started finding my niche, and I'm like, man, this sounds good. It's starting. I feel where I'm going. You know, it takes years to find your niche. So once I started writing a couple of songs, I'm like, this feels really good. And Michael Angel helped me with chord changes because, you know, like I play at home with piano and I have my limited chord changes and all this, but I have the really good feeling of melodies, verses, chorus, bridge.
Yeah, I can tell.
And then he'll make it fatter, or as professional guitar player, piano player. So he filled in the gaps and stuff, and then it started moving to another level.
Right.
I'm like, man, this is it. This is happening. So I said, let's continue. Then we're doing 40 songs. We just kept writing.
Right.
I said,
Oh,
we're gonna keep writing, and I'm gonna find the best 10 songs. I'm ready to do a CD, like me and you together, and the way we collaborate, and the way we talk and express ourselves. This is gonna work.
Yeah.
Now, neither of us are good at lyrics, right? So he said, man, I can write some lyrics. I'm like, let me hear it. Hey, baby, how you doing? What? I said, dude. No. He goes, I can write some lyrics. I said, no, you can't. Stick to the chord changes on me. I'm going to find somebody else. So he goes, so anyway, Martin Kemper, Keith Martin, I'm sorry. I was on tour with him, the Hammer, back in '94. We did Too Legit tour.
Too Legit to Quit.
Too Legit to Quit.
So you were on that tour?
I was on that tour.
Oh.
Yeah, with Billy Johnson, Richard Agwan and drums, Kenny Franklin bass.
Billy Johnson played on that tour?
Billy was on that tour.
Heavy duty.
Damn.
You know, all Oakland cast.
Uh-huh.
Well, majority of them. Felton Pilot called me on that from Confunction.
Yeah.
So he called me on that. Yeah. So then, so I remember Keith Martin. He went solo after the Hammer tour, and I loved his CD and the lyrics. I'm like, man, when I get to that level, I'm gonna use this dude. So he moved to Indonesia. So I called him, and I go, dude, I've been thinking about you for years because the way you write lyrics. I got this song, and it was Angel, single. I shot it to him, but I wanted him to do all of it. But you don't tell them up front.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like
they got to
Sheila
work
with
for
you.
it.
Yeah.
Right? Here's one song. Let me see what you can do. Man, I told him about kind of how I wanted it. Excuse me. And he wrote Angel and all that. And I'm like, man, this amazing lyrics. So what's funny is, well, not funny, but when he called me, so I sent him the song like 11 at night. So he's telling me, okay, what's your ideas? How you want the lyrics? And this is what I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And then he called me back half hour later. I'm thinking he's going to ask some questions or whatever. He goes, it's done. I said, what?
Oh.
He goes, it's done. I said, really, Keith? I'm thinking it's going to be whack. Homie just trying to make his quick money.
Right.
And I listen, I'm like, damn, this is good. And you know, when something's really good, you just like, you listen to it 3 times, and then you have to shut it off and watch TV and go back, make sure it was good as you thought it was.
Right.
Yep.
I had to go somewhere else and listen to it again. I'm like, Keith, this is amazing. He goes, do you like it? I said, yeah, but what bothered me is like, it only took you a half hour and I'm paying you all this money. It makes me feel like you didn't earn it. He goes, wait until it comes out. So, yeah, and then he wrote, and then I had him do the Olay, all the lyrics to the whole CD. So, yeah, Keith Martin did all the lyrics and stuff. Nice. So then I said, us 3 together, you can't stop us now. So me and Michael Angel, Alvarado, and Keith Martin is the writers of all the songs except for the other ones I did from.
Yeah. By the way, I like your choice of covers.
Yeah, I did.
You do Holding Back the Years. That's a great
I love that
tune,
song.
and I love the way you do it. And also, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. That Tears for Fears tune, you guys like funk that up. I love that.
I sang that one.
You sound great, man.
And my first time ever singing lead.
I didn't know that was you singing. That was a really good
I didn't know either.
Dope.
Did you choose to do that song? Was that your choice, or did
Yeah.
somebody suggest that to you?
No, I did everything myself, my own ideas. and
So
how-
good.
And I said, I have to sing lead on one song. And I just love that song. And I was so nervous to sing it. And that was the last song to be done because I'm like,
Oh, yeah?
I don't want to sing lead, but I have to try it. So me and my brother went to the studio. So a couple of times we're working on the other songs. And he goes, you ready to sing lead? I said, not today. And he goes, okay, the CD got to be released now in a week from now. He goes, you have to sing lead. I said, okay, today's the day I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I sang it, and it just felt good. And I sang, and I'm like, dang, I sound better than I thought I would. You know, in our own mind, we set ourselves back for not doing things we should be doing.
Harder on ourselves.
Which I was just comfortable being a percussion player and not a lead singer.
Right.
But once I did it, started feeling good, and I did it at the CD release party at Yoshi's.
Niceness.
And people loved it.
Yeah.
So now I'm the shiznit.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Dude, it's so exciting.
It
You're
feels good to express yourself like
Yeah,
that.
it did.
stretching out,
Yeah.
man. It's so just life keeps going. You keep getting better. You
Yeah.
keep learning. You never stop. I love it. And congratulations, man.
Thank you, man.
Didn't you, when you were going back to when you were really young, I think, didn't you used to be like really serious about the trumpet? Weren't
Yeah.
you a trumpet player for a while?
I love trumpet.
Who are your favorite cats, or what got you into trumpet?
Believe it or not, because my father was in Azteca.
We were listening to that earlier.
Yes, so my uncle Coke and my father,
Escovedo.
Coke Escovedo, and my father Pete, they had a 16-piece band. I think I was 15, 14, and the horn players just captured the sound that I loved.
They turned you out.
We always played percussion,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden this trumpet player, I couldn't remember what his name was, but I just loved. I started hearing that trumpet. It just captivated, spoke to me.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, that trumpet is dope. So I'm like, I want to play trumpet. So I started taking trumpet in third grade, second grade. And then my father got me a trumpet. And then I took private lessons for 3 or 4 years. I was first trumpet in school. And I just loved it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you were first trumpet, so you got first chair.
I was that high pitch, like really getting the lips and everything
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
But what jacked me up is I'm junior high school, and you get that little lump and stuff for playing trumpet.
Yeah, you developed
And all my
it.
boys started kissing girls. I'm like, well, I ain't getting no kisses.
Oh, lumpy over here.
So I had this lump on my lip. I'm like, why ain't nobody kiss me? They go, that lump. So I said, do I want to kiss or play trumpet? Trumpet was gone, homie. I dropped that trumpet quick. I got some kisses. Went back to conga.
Yes, sir.
No,
I'm
What,
serious.
what high school did you go to?
I went Oakland High.
Oakland High. What middle school?
McChesney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Y'all
you
was-
grew
y'all
up-
was there.
Huh?
Y'all was like really.
you grew up on 9th Ave and 21st,
Yeah.
right?
9th Ave and East 21st.
Wow.
I graduated from Skyline.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sheila, I think Sheila went to Skyline.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a Bay legend right here, man. Well, that's a trip, man, with the horn. So wait a second. So another thing I think I heard that surprised me, because I just assumed, because you were talking about the family always playing percussion and stuff, but was it true that at first, like, your dad didn't really want you guys to be musicians, or is that true? And you
So
would have
true.
to, you would have to like, what was his trip, or why did he not want you? Didn't think it was stable enough, or?
Well, back then, being a percussion player and stuff, he was struggling, couldn't pay the bills. He would work hours, and back then you could play till 6 in the morning in San Francisco. He would do 2-3 jobs a night, making $20. But back then the rent I think was $150.
Yeah.
So $20, the hustle and stuff, and then so many times that he got close to making it, and just the struggle. He's like, I don't want my kids to struggle like this. So he would always lock his instruments in his closet, right? And then he'd leave town, do his gigs or whatever. So me from Oakland, you know, I'm gonna pop that puppy. Right? I'm like, you can't lock nothing up from me.
Right.
So I'm getting there, popping it, you know. So I'm like, I'm getting the drums and stuff, playing. My mother like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm practicing. She goes, you know, your father said, don't touch this. I said, but Mom, I'm feeling it. You know, your mother love you.
Yeah.
Right.
She gonna work with you.
Right.
And then my brother and sisters, like, they started playing too. So we just started playing. We lock it back up, you know, Pops come back. And I think
You
we
try to
pop-
put it like in the way it
Oh,
was before.
yeah. We try to, you know, measure everything. Is this correct? Right? Just like Christmas gifts. You know, you open it, try to tape it back up. So he come back and go, who's been in my closet?
Yeah.
Who's messing with my drum? And I'm like, it wasn't me. And then Moms goes, no, because we were busted. When you busted, you know you busted.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So Mom said, no, you got to hear your kids play. He goes, what? They've been playing my drums? Yeah, but you need to hear them play.
Okay.
So we playing, we got patterns, we doing things.
Okay.
Pop's like, wow, you guys good. And I'm like, Pops, and we already got paid. We did some side gigs. You know?
Oh, you already did some side
We
gigs
did.
at
We
that
While
already
point?
he was
made-
out of town.
He out of town.
You got it.
You know, my family, cousin, birthday party,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
$10, whatever. There's something.
Yeah.
Pops, we making money.
Wow.
And then,
hilarious.
yeah, so then he's like, okay, you guys can start playing. And it's from watching him play in the band in the front room, Azteca and all the bands and stuff, rehearsing at the house. And we just saw how much fun it was and love.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my uncle and father, brothers, and then all my cousins play. Alejandro, another uncle that has got a
Right.
award and stuff for the best writer and all this stuff. So the family expand. Like there's so many of us that play and stuff.
Right.
But it's just a love. So I look at music as just a family gathering, you know, and just playing, having fun,
Yeah.
not to make money. You know, it was fun, laughter.
Yeah.
So once we looked at it like that. It's like we didn't look at it as a career, or I did. But
How
yeah.
about some of those cats coming to your house, like George Duke would come to the house, right?
Right,
Would
correct.
you be like, oh, George Duke right there, or you know what I mean? Like, was that on your wavelength? Like, was it just cool people showing you stuff, or did you realize who they were? Because there were some big people coming to your house.
big
man.
time, yeah. Cal Jader, Santana.
Wow.
When you're younger, and you see everybody was musicians coming to the house. So,
Right.
So back then they wasn't so successful, and they were just coming up artists, or maybe they were.
Yeah.
That's
and
what I
other
was
people.
wondering. So they're kind of in that period where they're still coming
Yeah,
up.
to
too.
us they're just
Right,
homies.
right.
Yeah.
They're just
family.
family
Yeah.
coming in,
Yeah.
jamming.
That's a trip, man.
Yeah, and then
Uncle
also,
Cal, Uncle Santana, Uncle
Yeah,
Carlos
yeah,
and
right.
shit.
right?
Cats from
you know.
Tower of Power, right?
Right.
Like, wow.
That's
And,
wild.
yeah, it's just amazing. Tito Puente,
Wow.
Poncho
Now,
Sanchez.
what would bring Tito Puente to the house? Because he's a little bit like older generation. Like,
Right.
How do you know your dad? Or
I think my father, I think was 18, met Tito
wow,
and my Uncle Coke, and they played with them. They met each other. They started playing together. Tito would come in town. It's just like me now. I know the level of musicians. My son, well, I have a couple of kids, 4, but my youngest is 7.
okay,
He don't have no idea
right,
who's hugging him.
right.
I mean, some big time stars and love you, and
Right.
he don't know,
Right.
but he will know,
Yeah.
and he's gonna trip.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. It's like, you know, you don't have the knowledge of the level of capacity of where, even if that go down was, it doesn't matter. They're just family coming in, hugging you. They're playing. We go see them play.
Yeah.
We're on stage, and they're jamming and stuff.
Wow.
And then after you get the knowledge of like, that dude
Right.
is bad as that, you know, and then you realize how famous they are. Yeah, my mother's always trying to keep us all together.
Yeah.
My father's like, whatever, go make your money, go. My mother like, you have to be together. It's the family thing. You know, like the DeBarge family.
Yeah.
Who I
Right,
love.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a big friend. You got to listen. Let me ask you about that. You guys met on American Bandstand.
We're
Tell me about that friendship.
American Bandstand.
Dick Clark.
Dick Clark.
Yeah.
So, El DeBarge, their family, I think it was 85, right when the Glamorous Life came out. And El DeBarge, the family performed, and I'm walking by, and El was walking by, and I saw him, and I go, hey,
That's when they were big too, man.
They were big.
Yeah.
And,
Y'all look related too
Yeah,
at the
you
same
do.
time.
That makes sense. It really does. Yeah.
So we clicked right away. I said, hey, El, hey, Juan, you know, we exchanged a number right away.
Yeah.
And we became homies right away, like calling each other, hanging out, you know. And then eventually I started working with him, and I was his musical director for a little bit. And
Oh, okay.
So whenever he's in town and stuff.
You have a standing invitation, right?
Yeah, so when he's in town, he goes, Juan, whenever you see my name anywhere and you're in town, just set up your congas, right? And I'll be there and I'll take care of you. I'm like, okay. So that feels weird, right?
Right. 'Cause the rest of the band's like,
The band like, who's this Mexican coming? Who's this little vato coming in setting up their little congas? So I'm like, okay. So first I'm like, hey, I'm here. He go, where's your drums? I'm like, you know, I ain't gonna they're in the car, set them up. So then he said, I told you, whenever I'm in town, set up your drums. So I said, I'm gonna try this one time, right?
Yeah.
So I set up my drums, and I go, I know this is weird to the band. Like, I know this is weird. I know you guys been rehearsing. You don't know who I am. I'm Juan Escovedo. El said to set up. Okay. And homie's trying to move their set over it and all their instruments.
Right.
I'm not like, it's all good, man. I'm telling you, El said, he probably thinking, who's this dude trying to sit in? So then El comes, Escovedo, hug me like, oh, he do know him,
Okay.
El. And then he goes, and then we go backstage. He always says, okay, everything's changing. My boy Juan is here. Me and him opening up. We doing this, and they're like, oh, shit. He must be close, right? So we do a thing, and then they got it after that.
Okay.
It's like, when he come in town, I set up my drums, and we play together.
And it's on.
wow, man. And it comes full circle. By the way, let's listen to that. We mentioned before the song Angel. You got El DeBarge is on that, as well as Martin Kember, right?
Yes.
From Color Me Bad. This is a song, Angel, also from The J by Juan Escovedo. Let's check that out.
I wanna thank you for being in my life. There ain't no question about how I feel inside. I know there ain't anyone who could ever take your place. No one could tell me that I don't love you.
I need you like the earth needs the rain. And I know that you feel the same. Without you, the flower will cease to bloom. You're my angel, my angel.
I used to run around not caring how you felt, no. But thinking about what I've done made me hate myself. But you gave me another chance, and now I realize there's no one like you. Now I know how much I love you.
I need you like the earth needs the rain.
And I know
That you feel the same. Without you, the flower will cease to bloom. You're my angel, my angel.
This has been a great interview. Thank you for giving us your time, man. I know
of
you got to
course.
get going soon because you got to play. You got a full day. You got to catch your third or fourth win today. I just want to ask you a couple of things before you go. One thing that I saw as a good pro tip, because percussion, that's an instrument a lot of people kind of like to I don't want to offend people because they're having fun. They kind of fake it. They get percussion. They're just kind of screwing around, making noise.
So good.
I heard some good tips that you had on that. So I heard you say one time, and all the Escovedos know this, if you overplay as a percussionist, it actually loses you work. You might not actually get called back for another gig.
So true.
You got to, like, the bass player and the drummer, they got something going on, and you have to respect that, right? So could you talk about that a little bit, how that works?
Yeah. So, as you know, there's 4 of us play percussion. So we always know to stay out the other person's way.
Right.
So when I get hired for work in a new band, if you hear the CD, there's always a lot of percussion stuff on there. And my job is to find out what fits better for the song. There's no way I can play if there's all that stuff. Like there's a track of congas, timbales, shaker, cowbell, all this stuff. So I'm like, what fits in this song that feels good and that they will respect and love? So what I do, you never want to overplay to where they tell you, shut up, right? Or be quiet, or you're playing too much.
Right.
I'd rather somebody say, can you give me more? Right? Because I'm always available to give you more. But if you're playing too much, it's hard to like tell somebody, distinguish where would your pattern need to be. So when I study the songs and I try to play clean, so there's and whenever I do a session and recording, I go by quarter notes, don't, and then 8, don't, 16, 32. Right?
Right.
So I started with quarter note, then 8, 16, and you get busier. So I give them 4 options of every session, because when I do sessions, they have ideas, and first I do whatever they ask me to play.
Right.
That's the first thing I do. Make sure they're happy.
Yeah.
Are you okay with all the patterns, everything? Okay, they love it. Okay, then I say, can I add what I think fits or would help the song? But when you're younger, you're like, you're kind of nervous. You do what they say and you're out.
Yeah.
And then you go home and the CD comes out and you're like, man, I could have made it so much better, but I didn't speak up.
Right.
So now I speak up. So I'm like, I do what they do. Let me add this. I have ideas. Trust me. And they're like, whoa. And the whole flow changes.
Yeah.
So my advice is when you go in the studio, first, don't come up with all your ideas. Don't put your flavor into somebody else's song, because it's a hired gig. You're hired to perform and make their song how they hear it. Even though if you don't like the pattern, it don't matter. It's not your song, right? You're a hired hand.
Yeah.
So I play what they feel, and that's already on track. Now here's your option. Here's something else on the upbeat or the, other notes.
Right.
And I make it a little busier. Then you can do what you want with it. So once I'm gone and you already love what you have, now if you hear later when I'm gone and add that other part, the flavor.
Right.
And it keeps you working. It keeps you, because when I did my CD, of course, I co-wrote with a couple of people. I'd never done it by myself. And then even Sheila has her own idea, my father, my brother. But when I'm the artist, I can say that's too much. That's all their ideas. But if I took all their ideas and put it in their song, it would drive me crazy. It's too much, right? But we family. We can do that. So
that feedback's there, though.
The feedback is there.
Yeah.
So when I hire great musicians, I start with a structure of what I hear. Let's nail that down. Then I can say, give me a little bass line. What do you hear now? So shut up until I'm done with what I hear, right? So give me some vocal lines or background. Now let's add. Now what would you add to this?
Right.
But if it's not asked for you to do it, then don't do it. Just let it be. That means the producer or the writer is fine the way it is, right? you got to know when to step in and make it better, and you know when to not overplay it, not do too much.
Sounds like a lot of good playing is listening then, not just playing, but
Listening.
Yeah,
Of course.
not just the music, what people are saying. That's great, man. And also, I know one thing before you leave, I just want to be able to talk to you about work you do with the youth and work you do with kids. I know you mentioned before when we talked to you a little bit last October that you had a little bit of trouble, got into some trouble when you were a kid. And nowadays, you're just always giving back. I know earlier today, before you came here, you said you work with like 100 kids. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, so we have a foundation, the family called Elevate Oakland.
Elevate Oakland?
Elevate Oakland. It's a program to bring music back to Oakland public schools.
Yeah.
Because the first thing to go is athletics
Music.
and music. So they always shut down the music programs. And there's a lot of kids that just come to school just to express themselves through music. They don't want. Sometimes they don't want to hear about math and history. They're not there right yet at that moment. So to keep them in school, they need to express themselves. So we teach them. So we have foundation. We have zildjian cymbals, toca drums.
Great.
So we endorse a lot of products that we call them to bring it into the school. So they donate the instruments to the Oakland public schools. And I don't just talk about it. I'm there to teach it. So when it comes into class, I'm like, I don't come in and say, hey, I brought you all these toys and instruments. No, the teachers, that's their job.
Right.
So I'm not there to just say, hey, pat me on the back. I'm here to. I'm not there for that. I'm there to let them know that I'm here to support you, and we got your back.
Yeah.
So and we teach them about the instruments and drumming, piano.
What kind of workouts do you do with them, or what kind of activities?
Well, the first thing we do is try to get their attention, which is we're here because we love you. We're here to bring music to the schools. We're not here to judge you. We're here to, make sure you're good. Yeah.
Are they accepting?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful,
great.
man. And it's just been such an honor to have you here. It's been great to talk to you. This has been a great interview. Thank you for coming through. We got to have you back and talk to you some more. I didn't even get to ask you about Dancing on the Ceiling tour. I got to ask you about that. I got to hear about that. And so many other questions, but thank you so much. It's been an honor to have you back. And I just wish you the best, man. And by the way,
most definitely.
you guys, don't forget, he got the birthday show on March 12th, MacArthur Park. Not MacArthur Park, but it's a venue in Palo Alto, 27 University Ave in Palo Alto. Juan Escovedo is going to be playing there with his all-star band. And we're going to play him out with the song This Time. This Time also features Andy Vargas, right?
Andy
from
Vargas
Santana.
from Santana. Yeah.
That's great,
singer.
man. Dude, your CD is so cool, man.
Oh, thank you.
That's the J, by the way. The J by Juan Escovedo. Go get it at juanescovedo.com.
That's
Love
right.
you, bro.
Yeah.
Love you guys too. My family.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Love
Safe
you guys.
travels to you, man.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. Peace.